Hey, many of you may find happiness in growing a flower or perhaps a vegetable garden in your yard or on your patio. Friend of Indie Style and Master Gardener Carrie Petty shares some helpful information on how to get started now.
I'm Master Gardener Carrie Petty here in Indianapolis, Indiana. My friends at Indie Style wanted me to start filming some segments for you all on how to begin your spring gardening. We all need a little more beauty these days, don't we? So we're going to show you today how to start gardening and starting with your seeds indoors. Because of the current situation we have with the coronavirus, people have a greater need to know where their food comes from. How do we grow some potatoes at home? Spring in Indiana is an excellent time to start your seeds indoors. You know, there are different kinds of crops. We're in Zone 5, Zone 5A and B, depending on what zip code you're in Indiana. And so you're going to start this spring with your cold crops. Cold crops are things like spinach, kale, radishes, snap peas. They're things that like the cold. So the way I like to begin is you can use any kind of container. Let's talk about containers first, and then we'll talk about soil. Containers can come in multiple forms. I love using some of my antique pots. You want to sterilize them first. Use a little drop of bleach and some water and wash them out. Scrub them out real good. You want a real sterile environment to start seeds. These are babies. We've got to take care of them. So second, let's talk about soil. Soil for seed starting really needs to be a sterilized medium. A sterilized medium in soil means that you can purchase online, and I'll provide some links. Seed starting medium. It's a sterilized medium. If you cannot get your hands on it and you don't want to go to the store, you can use the microwave, the oven, even a pressure cooker to sterilize soil. Who knew? I didn't know that. So you want to sterilize your pots, you want a really clean soil medium, and then when you're getting ready to plant your seeds, you want to pack your containers up to about a ½ inch from the top with your soil. We're ordering a lot of takeout food these days, and some of the greatest things that you can use, recycle some of these lids and bases from our takeout container. Poke a few holes in it, fill it with soil, and then start lining up your seeds in rows, almost like a mini farmland, right? The kids would love this. I even use old plastic milk jugs, and I cut out strips of the plastic, use a black Sharpie marker, and then you place your seed stakes to identify what the rows of plants are. So then when we're getting ready to open our seed packets are some of the greatest teachers. On the back, and even if you open up the flap and inside, these are your instructions. Every seed is different. How long it takes to germinate, that means crack open and pop to the top. How much sun does it need? How much water does it need? And most importantly about planting seeds, what depth do you plant the seed? I love my Fisker scissors, and I like to use scissors to cut open the top all of the way. That way I have a nice clean edge, and then you can pop it open and use this little V and tap out your seeds. They just come rolling out perfectly on that crease. These are radishes. These are called sparkler because they're super red and super white like a sparkler. A radish is a root crop. It grows underground. It's a root. So when you plant the seed, follow the instructions on the back. But root crops don't like to be disturbed. So wherever you plant them, you want to transplant it maybe once it starts to germinate and show you it's green. Then you want to put it in its home resting place to grow. Once you get your seeds planted, make sure you water them well, make sure you keep them in sunlight. Vegetables and fruits, peeps, take 8 hours of sunlight. I guess maybe my motto today is get your hands dirty and then get out in the garden. And I always love to say, gardening increases the beauty in our life. I'm Carrie Petty, teaching you how to grow a more beautiful life.